My topic was, is there life on Mars? My thesis statement, Mars has the ability to support microbial life. There's evidence of water that has been found on the surface, and meteorites from Mars have arrived on Earth, which were found in Antarctica. Microbes, they're small organisms, usually classified as types of bacteria. They help everyday biological life cycles to perform. And the origins of microbes on Earth were about 3.5 billion years ago, which were the start of life here on Earth. Most of the studies of Mars have been conducted involve microbes and their abilities to survive on the planet. In one microbial study that I looked at, Mars has abundant elements of iron, calcium, magnesium, which are all salty compounds. The experiment was conducted to grow species of Halomonas and Marinococcus, which are both bacteria species. Magnesium sulfate, which was gathered from Hot Lake in Washington, was added to a mason jar with the bacteria along with little amounts of humidity. Cells experienced about 50% cell death, which is good, which is a pretty good outcome considering that 50% were still able to survive. Discoveries of water on the planet. Water is needed for most organisms to survive. NASA's Discovery rover, it found remnants of a lake that was active about 3.5 billion years ago and contained the elements of carbon, oxygen, hydrogen, sulfur, phosphate, and nitrogen, which are all important to supporting life. Evidence of flowing water was also found on the surface from the Mars orbiter that saw observations of briny flows on the surface, which indicate flowing water. Although the briny flows are most likely very salty, but that does not limit the ability of microbes to grow. For example, organisms were found deep in salty layers of rock in Chile and still able to grow. There's also discoveries of rounded rock formations, which indicate the presence of flowing water. And the Mars meteor, which arrived here about 15 years ago in Antarctica, it likely broke off after an asteroid hit the surface of Mars and made its way here. And within the meteorite, there was a resemblance with the shapes of bacteria here on Earth. Although they were very small, it does not limit their ability to function properly. Some counter arguments against if there's life on Mars or not, or if it has the ability to support life. Some believe that the planet is just too dry and arid for life forms. If there is life, they believe it must be deep in the surface. Water activity is too low to make a difference, and the radiation on the planet is very high. And conclusion, Mars continues to be studied. There's enough evidence that allows for the conclusion that Mars may still be able to support life, but was once better suited to sustain life cycles. And the discoveries of water is a major leap in the studies conducted of Mars and point to a more suitable environment for living things.